Asensadong syudad, marami ang mga oportunidad. Tila nagmamadali ang lahat. Nais na makamit ang pag-unlad. Buhay Metro! Tatalakay sa napapanahong issue, usaping pangtahanan, latest fashions, at mga tips mula sa mga eksperto. At narito na ang kagiliw-giliw nating kasama, Aida Gonzalez. Buhay Metro!
A healthy lifestyle not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood. Agree ba kayo kay Anonymous? Agree kayo? Oh, sige, good. Agree din ako. Isa po mapagpalang hapon sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa isa na namang edisyon ng programang maghahatid po sa inyo ng inspirasyon sa halip na alta presyon. Buhay Metro, ako po si Aida Gonzalez, ang dati po nagbibigay sa inyo ng gabay sa mga dinadaanan nyo sa lupa. Pero ngayon, ginagabayan na po kayo sa mga dadaanan po nating pare-pareho patungo sa langit. Kaya, ano pa ang hinihintay nyo? Tara na po at sabay-sabay tayong maglakbay. Enjoy po natin ang paglalakbay na yan. Paano ba natin ma-enjoy, Maricar, ang paglalakbay na yan? Dapat beautiful. Hindi. Ganito po. Ayan. Thank you, Doc. Ipamaneho po natin kay Jesus ang ating buhay. Siya po ang gawin nating piloto. At kung yan po ating makakagawian, ako wala pong duda. 100% isa pong buhay na kaaya-aya, mapayapa, at hindi po natin mai-imagine sa ganda na destinasyon ng ating mararating kahit na andyan pa rin si COVID-19. Di ba, Maricar? Ngayon. Ayan, tuloy. Oo. Ano ako na-conscious ako, Maricar Ganda naman, Nino ko. Thank you, Maricar. Thank you, Doc. Ngayon po ay araw ng Huwebes. Grabe, ang bilis ng panahon. Kanina Lunes pa lang Pero ngayon Huwebes ang bilis talaga ng panahon. Kaya, nako, kung kayo po ay papetiks-petiks pa dyan, siguradong maiiwanan kayo sa biyahe. At mamaya, Pasko na naman. Pero, ang nangyari, nga pa rin. Kaya, dapat talaga, sinisimula natin ng maayos, ng tama, productive ang bawat araw na ipinagkakaloob sa atin ng Lord. Tama? O kung hindi tama, may problema tayo dyan. Kapag hindi. Anyway, sige po, bago tayo maghantahan ngayong araw, bago natin tawagin si Dr. Karen Legaspi, syempre yung ating regular teammate kapag araw po ng Huwebes, bigyan daan muna natin ang opening prayer. Father God, salamat po sa araw na ito ng Huwebes. Salamat po dahil nandyan pa rin ang inyong katapatan, ang kabutihan para po sa aming lahat. Kahit madalas, hindi po kami nagiging mabuti sa iyo, hindi kami nagiging tapat sa iyo, Panginoon. Thank you dahil hindi ka nagsasawa na mahalin kami sa araw-araw kahit patuloy kaming nagiging matigas ang ulo, Panginoon. Patuloy kaming hindi nagiging grateful sa mga biyayang ipinagkakaloob mo sa amin, malaki man o maliit ito. Lord, salamat po dahil patuloy mong ginagamit ito pong programang ito ng Buhay Metro, ang DWIZ, para maging daluyan ng mga ganitong klase ng impormasyon at inspirasyon. Lord, pagpalain mo po ang bawat isang nakikinig sa hapon na ito at nawa anuman po ang kanilang marinig tungkol sa update na sa mga kaganapan dito sa mundo at dagdag kaalaman sa larangan ng dermatology na ibabahagi po ni Doc Kari, ay mapakinabangan po nila ito at mai-apply sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay, Panginoon. Lord, andito pa rin po ang pandemya, pero umaasa po kami na kaming iyong mga anak ay patuloy mo kaming bibigyan ng proteksyon sa araw-araw. Ito po ang aming samot dalangin, ipinararating sa inyo in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen and Amen. Anong petsa na ba? Jeric, anong petsa na? April 7. Oo nga, no? Holiday sa 9. Tapos next week, Holy Week na. Palm Sunday na sa Sunday, no? And then pagkatapos ng isang linggo, Easter Sunday. O, alam niyo po ba yun? Baka hindi niyo alam yung kalendaryo, ha? Dapat alam nyo. Well, again, sa mga late tuners, sa mga ngayon lamang po nakatsyempo ng pakikinig dito po sa Buhay Metro Thursday edition, ating po pinag-uusapan dito ay yung mga kaalaman, bagong kaalaman sa larangan ng dermatology. Nagbabahagi po si Doc Kari, ang dermatologist ng bayan, ng yung mapapakinabangan po natin last week, di ba? Ang binigay niya sa atin ay yung tungkol sa first aid. Kasi yun nga di ba? Hindi tayo ready kadalasan, pero mahalaga pala na alam natin ito na isagawa. And then, hingi tayo ng update sa kanya kasi ano ba yung nabasa ko? Di ba meron po na namang bagong variant ng ng Omicron. So, ayan, baka may mabibigay si Doc Kari and so on and so forth. Ganun eh. Anyway, mamaya abangan niyo po yung kanyang update. Pero, ano bang kaganapan ngayon? Ayan, marami na nagpupuntahan sa... Alam mo, napansin ko nga, nasa grocery ako, maraming halata mo na ang mood ng mga tao pagbabakasyon. Kanina dun sa pila, ang dami ko nakita na bumili ng mga balikbayan boxes. Tapos yung iba naman yung mga mga pagkain, alam mo na dadalhin sa trip. Yung iba naman naririnig ko nagbo-booking. So ayan, last year, 'di ba, wala pa yung ganyang usapan dahil matindi pa rin nung last year, pero almost 2 years yun, no? And ngayon, eto na, balik na yung mood ng pagbabakasyon. O kayo bang mga nakikinig sa Buhay Metro, anong plano? Sa bahay lang? Naku, ang init, ha? Sigurado sa... kasi walang budget kasi mahal ng gasolina. Sa bagay, di na lang po tayo. Magtampisaw na lang tayo sa drama. At least nagtampisaw pa rin. Hindi, ano lang yan. Sabi nga nung ating binasa kanina, di ba? Ano lang yan. The battle is always in your mind. So, kunyari, nasa bahay lang kayo, feel nyo na lang na nasa Bora. Sige po. Anyway, ako hindi man kayo ngayon makapagbakasyon, di ang isipin nyo, next year, magbabakasyon ako. Iyon. Hindi yung, naku, hindi naman ako ganon. Walang ganon. Dapat hindi nega. Kumbaga, let's hopeful pa rin tayo na kung di natin na-achieve ngayon, malay nyo bukas, isang araw, ganon talaga. May mas magandang date si Lord para sa inyong pagbabakasyon. Anyway, sige, bago ko magawi tayo sa kung ano-anong chismisa, hindi. Kwentuhan, eto po muna ang ating Food for the Soul.
Food for the Soul, mga natatanging paalala at gabay ng may kapal. Food for the Soul.
Sabi sa Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Ayan. Anong ibig sabihin? Ayun nga, kailangan ang lagi nating, ang ating, kumbaga, sa lahat ng bagay, ang palagi nating pangangalagaan ay ang ating puso, di ba? Kahit na hindi ito sa usapang espiritual, di ba? Alam naman natin or naririnig natin lately na talagang ang daming mga inaatake sa puso, and yun nga, hindi na pangalagaan, hindi na bantayan. Di ba sabi nga nila traidor yung sakit na yan, di ba? Na parang or minsan yung ibang tao hindi nila alam na may sakit sa puso. So ibig sabihin, dito man sa perspective sa mundo, napakahalaga na binabantayan natin ang ating puso. So kung usapang spiritual naman po, yun nga, kailangan malinis ang ating puso. Paano ba natin nga ma-check kung malinis ang ating puso, kung meron tayong pure heart? Kung naalala nyo yung ating na-discuss before, listen to your word. Ano ibig sabihin? Diba? Kung ano yung binubuka ng ating bibig, yun daw po ang nanggagaling sa ating puso. So kung puro tayo reklamo, kung puro tayo pintas sa kapwa natin, kung puro tayo yung lahat ng mga negative ang bumubuka, lumilitaw sa ating bibig, yun po tayo. So, di ba? Kasi yun po ang nanggagaling sa ating puso. So, kailangan, kung napapakinggan niyo po, kung gusto niyo ma-check kung tayo may malinis na puso, yun po, check niyo kung anong lumalabas sa inyong bibig. At kapag po na-check niyo yan, puro pala ako mura. O nga, no? Puro pala ako. And alam niyo po, ito talaga ay personal ko talagang naranasan yan. At marami hindi ako nag-judge, pero sa mga naririnig nating kwento, well, talagang hindi po, kung ano po talaga yung lumalabas sa ating bibig, yun po talaga ay sumasalamin ng laman ng ating puso. Sana naiintindihan nyo ang aking sinasabi. Yan po ang ating food for the soul, at hopefully manatili po sa ating mga puso at isipan, at pagsikapan po natin na may apply sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Babalik po ako, at sa aking pagbabalik, kasama na natin ang dermatologist ng bayan, si Doc Kari Legaspi.
At ngayon, balikan natin si Aida Gonzalez sa Buhay Metro.
Oo nga, Jerry. Nagbabalik po ang Buhay Metro Thursday edition, at sa pagkakataong ito, kasama na natin via Zoom si Dr. Kari Legaspi. Hi, Doc! Magandang hapon! Welcome back! Oh. Yes!
Pareho tayo naka-blue.
Pasasabihin ko pa naman yon. Pareho tayo naka-blue, Doc!
Oo, sa blue day. Anyways, things are moving up. Lahat ng hospital napupuno ng mga tao na gusto magpa-check up. Lahat ng labs na na-postpone ng 2 years, bigla na lang naghahanap sila ng panahon para i-check ng kanilang kalusugan.
Ito, Doc, ito yung kasi nga 2 years na hindi sila nakapag-general check-up, hindi, di ba, kasi nakafocus tayo sa COVID.
Yes, and there was this fear of going inside the hospitals even. So now the hospitals now are filled with patients no longer in a COVID ward, but those trying to get back on track for good health maintenance. It's noteworthy to note that in America now, they're already on their second booster for those who are 50 years old and above, and they're already starting to vaccinate those from 0 to 5 years old. So all the patients na hindi nabakuna dati ay ngayon nababakuna na. On top of that, you still find cases wherein yung Omicron nagkakaroon pa rin ng COVID infection even though tapos na po ang kanilang booster. So what does it say? It says that we shouldn't take it for granted. We should still have precautions, and we should still watch out for our health. Sa totoo lang, this morning we had a seminar on electronic medical records in St. Luke's. And lahat kami doktor.
Yung sinasabi po ni Doc Kari, no, kasi kanina lang sinasabi niya nga na andyan pa rin, talagang andyan pa rin po ang COVID-19. So, yun nga pong latest, di ba, may bagong variant. Sinasabi ng ibang mga health experts na mas transmissible, pero mas naman siya, mas mahina talaga siya. Pero, ayan, okay na raw. Sige, balikan natin si Doc. Hi, Doc, balikan po natin. Sige po, go ahead po dun sa inyong ibinabahaging impormasyon. Sinasabi mo kanina.
Tama pong sinasabi mo na there's a second variant, Omicron variant 2, which is now laganap sa Europa at sa Amerika at padami ng padami. awa ng Diyos, hindi pa tumatama dito sa Pilipinas. So,
so Doc, yung wala pa po yun, wala pa kahit isa na infected nitong bagong variant na to?
Wala po. Kasi if you review the history, first it was the Alpha variant, then it was the Delta. The Delta had a 5-day period of time wherein from the infection to the time you get the symptoms is 5 days. With Omicron, it was 3 days. Omicron 1. With Omicron 2, you will find that it is, it is only less than 2 days. So is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. All we know is that it is more infective, faster, although the symptoms may not be as much. It is still a cause for concern kasi we are waiting for the point wherein it is endemic in the Philippines. When you say endemic means kasama yan sa normal bacteria na nadadaanan natin or nararanasan natin sa araw-araw katulad pagkaroon ng trangkaso.
Doc, ano po yun? Balikan natin yung statement mo na yun. So, hindi pa rin talaga siya madideklara na endemic sa Pilipinas?
Yes. It is the World Health Organization who will determine if indeed COVID has become endemic in the whole world, because you should have reached at least 80% of vaccination rate, of which nakakalungkot, hindi pa tayo nakaabot dyan, despite the fact that ang dami ng bakuna, vaccines available. I don't know, I cannot comment on why hindi na pakalit yung mga vaccines, but nonetheless, it is something for us to be wary of and to be aware of, that all of us should be vaccinated, and hindi siya umaabot sa mga probinsya like Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. One, maybe because the logistical problems, the refrigeration, and the other thing perhaps because of the sheer distance na yan, malayo.
Okay. Dito, Doc, sa Metro Manila, ano na pong rate? Kasi napansin ko, parang unlike noon, talagang hinahanapan ng vaccination card eh. Ngayon, hindi na. So, malamang, baka hindi, yung iba kasi, baka hindi na talaga magpabakuna. Ano po ba yung percentage na sa Metro Manila?
To my knowledge, it's about 80% already, which is pretty good, but still we're aiming for a higher percentage so that we can be converted into endemic. Because before you're endemic, number one, so you have to have the first 2 doses should have been given, and also the booster shot. You can't get the booster shot until you have 60% already vaccinated. Even for children, kailangan 2 doses plus the booster shot. So there's a waiting time. That's why nakakalungkot na here and there you hear stories that there's so much vaccine and yet ma-expire na. Pero hindi nagawa ng paraan para to give it to other people. What's the problem? I really don't know. Mahirap mag-comment kasi hindi tayo sa situation ng logistics and everything. The most important thing is you should still be careful. Ako, as a matter of practice, we should still wear our mask all the time, especially with people na outside our bubble. Who's your bubble? Your bubble's your family. Your bubble is the people you work with day in and day out. So outside your bubble, you should be very careful because you don't know what diseases they would bring. When I'm in the hospital, I really wear my mask and at all times. When I was in the airplane, dahil galing akong Kalibo, I was wearing my face shield and my PPE. So, dahil ayoko magkaroon ng problema sa pagkakaroon ng COVID at yan pa ang ipasalubong mo sa inyong pamilya. Yan. So, you can see that a lot of people are very relaxed and happy and going out and making lakwacha, punong-punong mga airplanes, but I will tell you that in the airplane, may social distancing pa rin. In the line, they still follow that. It's just that it's very difficult because some people think that because wala na yung thinking nila totally wala ang COVID, nagka-crowd sila. It just takes one person para magkaroon ng outbreak ulit. And we should be careful. We have ourselves to blame and everything. And there's still a lot of anti-vaxxers, yung mga ayaw talaga magpabakuna. The anti-vaxxers are not necessarily those who are uneducated, pero those people who just don't believe in it. Many of them are even actually of the upper class and very rich and also don't believe in it. Walang pinipiling anti-vaxxer. Pwedeng maging mayaman, mahirap, basta paninindigan nila, ayaw nila magpabakuna. Feeling nila pag nabakuna sila, lalo silang mamamatay. So, everybody has free will and so we leave it at that. So tama po kayo, Ms. Aida, that hindi na kailangan ng vaccination card. They just take the temperature because more than 80% of the people in the NCR are vaccinated. Mm-hmm. And although one should all of us should get our vaccination certificate, you can get it for free, you can get it online. Kasi kailangan ninyo yan sa pagbiyahe, kahit sa probinsya, kailangan po yan.
Mm-hmm. Kasi yun po yun, baka dahil hindi naman nakailangan sa mga mall, sa mga restaurant, baka iba, hindi na nga magpapabakuna. Parang ganon. So, hindi kaya yung dapat na yung manatiling requirement pa rin para po talaga maobliga yung mga hindi pa rin nagpapabakuna.
I would think so. I believe that this is something that we all have to cooperate with. Binibigay nga ng libre, so ba't hindi na tayo mag-take advantage? Para bang napakalaking ginhawa when you know that you're protected from the COVID virus. The COVID virus has been like no other na virus in a long time, in hundreds of years, wherein it's an unseen enemy and we don't know kung saan ang hangganan. In fact, actually, parang when you think about it, parang bang saan nagpunta yung 2 taon ng ating buhay? Parang bang you reflect on it and realize that, wow, so many people died. Parang bang galing tayo sa isang masamang panaginip na nagising bigla and then nakita mo na ang dami mong kaibigan at kamag-anak ay namatay na dahil sa COVID. Parang ang hirap i-grasp, ang hirap ibalot yung ating mind over the thought that could have happened pala. Like lahat tayo nagka-COVID, thank God we're still alive and maybe that's because we have a mission to do on this earth.
Yes, Doc. Opo. Ayan, kaya nga nandito pa rin tayo at ito ay patuloy natin nagiging mission yung awareness na sinishare natin sa kanila. So sige Doc, mag-station break lang po muna tayo at sa ating pagbabalik, ano po ang dagdag kaalaman na inyo pong ibabahagi sa ating mga listeners?
Let's talk about sunblock and also again about scars and varicose veins.
Ayan, so mga reminders, kumbaga mga kaalaman yan para proteksyonan, pangalagaan ang ating balat. Okay, sige po. Balikan natin yan, Doc, ha?
Yes.
Bibigyan daan lang po muna natin ang ilang mga balita. So promise sa mga tagapakinig, pwede kayong magmerienda pero bawal kayong magsiesta dahil babalik pa kami.
At ngayon, balikan natin si Aida Gonzalez sa Buhay Metro.
Nagbabalik po ang Buhay Metro Thursday edition at balikan po natin ang ating pinag-uusapan. Kanina nagbigay po ng update si Doc Cari tungkol po sa yung kanya pa rin yung tungkol sa COVID. Kumbaga pinaalala po niya na hindi pa rin talaga tayo pwedeng yung magpakampante, yung talagang yung kilos natin ay yung balik dun sa old normal, di ba? Sabi nga ngayon, di ba Doc, ano nga daw, ang new normal na talaga, palagi tayo mag-wear ng mask. Kasi at the end of the day, ano naman talaga siya, makakapagbigay ng protection sa atin, may COVID man o wala. Pero isa ako dun sa matigas ng ulo, Doc. Kaya dapat nire-remind mo talaga. Ayun, anyway, so ngayon, tamang-tama, summer na talaga, ang init at ang mood ng marami ay ang pagbabakasyon sa beach. So, napakahalaga ng iyong ibabahagi ngayong hapon, Doc. At ito yung paggamit ng sunblock. Kasi, ito nga yung yung braso ko, grabe. Kasi di ba yun nga, yung pag nagda-drive ka, Doc, yung kabilang side kasing naaarawan, grabe, magkaiba na yung kulay. So, yun po, napakahalaga. Sabi mo nga, di ba, yung una mong mga information na binigay, yung oras na hindi dapat tayo nagbibilad sa araw ay mula 10 ng umaga hanggang 4? Tama ba? Ayan, sige po. I-refresh mo, Doc. Oo, kasi napakahalaga po dahil at the end of the day, yun nga, ang balat natin ay dapat talaga nating pangalagaan dahil ito yung biggest organ at talaga namang siyang nagbibigay ng protection sa ating yung buong katawan. Go ahead po.
So, why is it important to use a sunblock? It's not primarily, hindi siya dahil sa kagandahan, pero dahil ang sunblock ay nagpro-protect sa ating balat sa pagkakaroon mga skin cancers katulad ng basal cell carcinoma, melanoma, or squamous cell carcinoma. The time when the sun is most harsh, kasi from the sun you have both UVA, UVB, and UVC rays. But then during the time na mas matindi ang sun is between the time of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is the time when mas marami tayong UVA na penetrate at nagsusunog sa balat. We use a sunblock. How do we use a sunblock? Ako, as a habit, after I bathe, I cleanse my face, I put my moisturizer, then I put a makeup that is with a built-in sunblock. That is my part of my daily regimen. And I put sunblock on my arms and all the exposed parts of my body. Why? Kasi number one, the sunblock will prevent photoaging. We age from just exposure to the sun. In as much as yung init and then yung tindi ng araw nakakasira sa balat because it causes more oxidative reaction and therefore there's breakdown of your collagen and elastin. That's why you see mga farmers, parang ang kapal ng balat nila, di ba? Yung mga magsasaka or kahit yung mga kasama natin nagda-drive ng jeep dahil sa panay-panay ang pag-expose ng balat nila sa araw.
Ay, Doc, opo, yes, tama yan. Tama talaga yan. Kasi naalala ko yung tatay ko noon, nung nandito siya sa Pilipinas noon, farmer, so lagi nga nakabilad sa araw. Pero nagpunta siya sa Amerika, mas bumata pa siya kumpara doon sa, di ba dapat mas tatanda siya habang tumatagal kasi nadadagdagan yung number ng age niya. Pero hindi, naiba yung mas bumata pa siya habang nadadagdagan yung age niya. Doon sa itsura niya nung nandito siya na farmer siya at na laging bilad sa araw.
Importanting factor ang klima. Kaya yung climate, that's why in countries like Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, where they have a lot of deserts, you could see that even the wind, there is wind factor. The wind and the sun, there's a wind factor that will cause your face and your skin to get thicker. Ako, galing akong probinsya at naka-helio care ako, nag-inom akong capsula, which will prevent parang bang sunblock capsule, and still feeling ko umitim ako kahit nag-sun. Parang umitim ako dahil sa hangin. So, lahat ginawa ko, may sombrero, may
lahat ng pananggalang sa init, ginawa mo. May sombrero ka na, may payong ka pa, tapos may bandana ka pa.
Kaya lang may hangin, hindi mo naman may prevent yung init ng hangin, ng wind factors from affecting your skin. And so we're not saying for everybody to all of a sudden become napaka-maarte and everything, but then to protect yourself, because there are, the damage builds up with the years. it's not that you only protect yourself pag kayo ay are in your 50s or your 40s. It's the time you start protecting yourself. It begins at an early age because that's the time when your skin is young and you have to keep your skin protected. There's the right way of putting on the sunblock. Again, I will repeat. You have to use 1 teaspoon, which is 5 cc on one arm, 1 teaspoon on the other arm, and then 1 teaspoon face and neck, and for your legs, ganun din, 1 teaspoon.
Dami pala, Doc, 1 teaspoon? Okay.
At 5 cc. To have a correct protection. Kasi remember, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the pinaka-number na minimum for your SPF or sun protection factor is 15. So what does 15 mean? If you do not use sunblock, usually, like say in my case, it takes 10 minutes bago ako umitim. If I use an SPF 15, that means it will take 15 times
minutes.
longer. No, 15 times longer. 15 times longer. So if it takes me 10 minutes, 15 times 10.
15 times
So,
longer.
So 150 minutes before I get darker because of the use of the sunblock. So if you use
So,
an
Doc,
SPF,
ibig sabihin pala, mas mataas na SPF, much better.
mas mahaba ang protection time. But when you use a sunblock, when you put it on your skin, you have to wait at least 30 minutes for it to be absorbed before you go in the water. If you put the sunblock and then you jump in the water, you washed it all off. So tinapon mo.
Dapat allow mo na siyang mag-sink in, Doc, sa balat.
Yes,
Penetrate.
ma-absorb mo. Yes. Kasi it doesn't make sense di ba? If you put it on and then you magbilad ka agad sa swimming pool or sa beach, walang sense yan. Kaya kang magtaw-taw sa tubig and then in the end, the sunblock has not been absorbed in your skin. It's of no value. Then again, knowing that we have, it's summer and next week is Holy Week, marami sa atin ang pupunta sa mga ibang lugar, mga beaches. At the same time, marami mag-procession at magsisimba at magre-reunion. So these are times which are outdoor times, and these outdoor times are times for you to use your sunblock. Huwag mong itipid ang paggamit ng sunblock because the skin you have, once it is damaged, it is harder to treat it. Because you have to remember that prevention is always better than cure. So you have to always take care of your skin and remember that you have that it's easier to prevent by using the sunblock and the moisturizer rather than in the end you have to have yourself bleached all over again. In-introduce ko yung concept ng oral sunblock because sometimes tinatamad mga tao magpahid na magpahid. But
ayun talaga.
Again, kasi malagkit or nakakatamad. Let's put it that way. But you have to drink it every 4 hours. And then also, it takes 30 minutes for it to take effect. So like the pangpahid na sunblock, ganun din. So it is actually composed of a combination of free radicals, medicines, which will prevent you from getting dark because it consumes the free radicals. So it's leukotomas, and it's made in Spain, and I've been using it for more than 10 years, and I'm very comfortable with using that kind of sunblock, oral sunblock. But I use both. I use the oral sunblock, and I also use yung pangpahid.
Doc, yung ano ulit? Every 4 hours, magtitake ka ng oral sunblock.
In the same way that every 4 hours, or every 3 out of it, magpahid. Because it wears off the perspiration and from being in the water. So remember, every time you go in the water, the sunblock gets washed away. So you have to dry yourself, and then you wait a while, then you put sunblock again, and then you wait 30 minutes for it to take effect again, and then you can go out in the sun all over again. Tourism is picking up. Everybody's making pasyal. We still have to watch out for COVID. We still have to watch out for our son. At the same time, we suddenly become more aware that ang dami nating palang peklat. So I'll segue to peklat sa legs, stretch marks, and all that. There are a variety of ways of treating this. At dahil ito is Holy Week, sometimes it's also the time na gusto ng mga tao magpagamot kasi may oras na magtago. So, hindi nakikita na hindi sila kagandahan. So, for one, yung stretch marks, we do carboxy therapy, which is injection of carbon dioxide into the stretch mark. We can also do chemical peeling, and then we could also do fractional lasers. We can also do that for your face. With the ideas of fractional lasers is parang sinusunog yung upper layer and then magpo-form ang bagong skin. We also do fractional lasers for the face, for the scars, for the wrinkles, and we also have NDI for the pigments of the skin and also for the small veins of the skin. So everything is possible. And then also, if we want to have more lifting of the skin, we have also threads, yung tinatawag na thread lift. We have neurotoxins or yung mga Botox, and we also have threads. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of things that are available. It's just really more of you're talking to your doctor and discussing with your doctor what are your expectations, what are your needs, and what is your budget.
Ayun. Oo, Doc, dun sa stretch mark. Oo nga, marami ako nakikita na akala ko kasi before, yung stretch mark, parang yung sa nabuntis lang. So, yun pala, kahit ngayon mga teenager or kahit mga lalaki may mga stretch mark din. So, yun po, natatanggal po yun based doon sa sinasabi nyo, lahat po ay may pamamaraan.
Yes, the stretch marks basically means that when you have a growth spurt, lumaki ka bigla, tumangkad ka bigla, or tumaba ka bigla, and then bigla kang pumayat. So your skin has, in the dermal layer, you have your elastin and your collagen. So elastin is like your elastic fibers or parang rubber band sa ilalim ng skin mo. And then pag masyadong na-stretch, pumuputok. And then pag pumutok, patuloy ng rubber band, kumukulot. Pag kumulot, yan ang stretch mark. So yung dahil nagpunit yung skin, nag-stretch siya, yan, pumutok, and then nag-form ng line. So katulad ng buntis, biglang flat ang stomach mo, nabuntis ka, lumaki ang tiyan mo, so na-stretch. So if your elastin fibers are such, it napuputok. Although I've seen women na nanganak how many times never nagkaroon sila ng stretch marks. So maganda ang kanilang normal elastin fibers. Yung iba naman, never na buntis, pero puno ng stretch marks kasi dating super taba. So, it varies amongst people. In fact, I've seen a lot of men na yung mga nagbabarbell, punong-pumuno ang katawan nila ng stretch marks dala ng pagbabarbell at lumaki ang mga marks.
At saka yung laging nakatayo, tama ba? Nakakapagpa-stretch mark? Or varicose?
No.
Hindi po?
Not from standing. Maybe varicose veins, but not stretch marks.
I see.
So, it's important to know.
So, in short, Doc, madali lang po ba ang pag-treat ng ng stretch mark?
Yes, it's easy. We can do carboxy therapy. We can do chemical peel. We can do diamond peel. There's a lot. It can be a combination of all the treatments to get a smoother skin. It could also just be medicines. If you don't have the time or the budget, then maybe we'll just apply medicines that work. Marami akong gamot na nasubukan at nakita ko kung anong gumagana at anong hindi. I don't believe in selling products that don't work. Sa gano'n natutuwa naman mga pasyente na sinabi ko it works, it really works.
And then pag natanggal na yung Doc, yung stretch mark, bumabalik ba yon?
Well, kung tumaba po tayo uli, kung nag-barbell tayo uli, pwede naman magkaroon ng stretch mark uli. At least, kasi in the beginning, you have the stretch marks that are red and the stretch marks that are white. Pag bagong putok ng elastin, So imagine a rubber band, di ba? Mayroon tayong rubber band sa gulay, sa pagputok. But in this skin, it will be red. When it is a red stretch mark, it's easier to treat than a white. Because a red stretch mark is new. So that means mas marami siyang dermal vasculature or ibig sabihin magandang blood supply, so madali siyang pumutin. Whereas the white stretch mark, parang kalyo na. It's a scar. So it's harder to treat. But still, it can be treated. It just takes a long, long time.
Oh,
Now, unlike the red one, which is easier to treat.
I see. Doc, meron na lamang po tayong 3 minutes sa ating discussion. Baka po may mga pahabol pa kayo na gustong sabihin tungkol sa kung paano natin pangangalagaan itong ating balat, especially ngayong summer season. Go ahead po.
So, a lot of people also have pecas. So, the pigmentation bothers them. May pecas sa face, meron din maitim ng kilikili, mas maitim ng singit. We can treat all of that with the Nd:YAG laser. We can also use carbon laser. So there are so many possibilities. And then we have whitening solutions. We also can do chemical peel. Another area of concern would be hair fall. So like what I experienced, ng hair fall kami, we took a medicine and then it improved.
Ayan, kita mo naman yung buko ngayon. Oh. Oo, wala na. Kahit isa po, wala ng hair fall. Fantastic.
Is it fantastic? Oo, kasi imagine that. And people have to understand that in using these medicines, there is a science to it. Walang magic. It goes with the hair growth cycle. You have to finish the 3 months to see if the medicine will work or not. I cannot offer magic. I can only offer science and what medicines that I have used in the past to give the best results at the safest and shortest period of time, and to be at safe levels. There's so many clinics out there, so many doctors, so many non-doctors. The most important thing is that we also have to learn to discern kung saan mo i-trust ang inyong katawan, ang inyong mukha, kung kanino mo bibigyan ng tiwala sa pag-alaga ng inyong kalusugan, especially kalusugan ng inyong balat. Our face is the reflection of who we are, and so is our hair. So it's not about being materialistic, it's not about being vain, sa pagiging mayabang or whatever. It's a matter of being presentable. I always tell my patients that, especially those who are in their teens, na bakit importanteng alagaan natin yung ating mukha, ang ating taghihawat. What's the reason behind this? I mean, sometimes they'll say, anyway, matalino naman ako. Anyway, maganda ako. Anyway, maglalagay ako makeup. I said, we have to be real and realistic that given kung nag-apply po tayo ng trabaho, lalo nang sa ngayon, kung mag-apply ka, you go by Zoom. You go by computer interview. So sa computer interview, walang tinatagong peklat or pekas or taghihawat, kita lahat. So given an interview of two people with the similar educational background and similar grades and similar everything, social, economic background, in the end, what will stand out, number one, of course, is personality. But the very first thing that meets you is your physical appearance. You must look acceptable and acceptable
and presentable
in the world that we face. Hindi pwedeng natin sabihin it doesn't matter because it does matter in the end of the day. And yes, Aida.
Sige po, Doc. So, anyway, dun tuloy pa rin naman, no, yung ating, yung share, yung pagtulong mo na pwedeng ibigay sa ating mga tagapakinig na kung sinong gustong makapag-avail ng free consultation, no? Doc, sabihin lamang nila, napakinggan nila sa programang Buhay Metro at pwede silang magpa-appointment kay Maricar. Ito po yung number niya, 0926-186-6540. 0926-186-6540. So kung meron po kayong any concern dun po, especially sa ating balat, sa ating buhok, ayan po, pwede kayong mag-avail ng free consultation kay Doc Karen. Kari. Nasa Makati po ang kanyang clinic sa may Pasay Road. Di ba, Doc? Sige po, Doc.
Yes.
Ayan, okay. Pag di nyo nasabi yung Buhay Metro, wala yung free consultation.
Yan ang happy word.
Ayan. Sige,
So,
Doc. Opo. Last word.
Next week, Holy Week na po. May show ba tayo? That's Holy Thursday? I don't know.
Wala po tayo. Oo, wala po. Holy, that's Monday, Thursday. Opo, wala tayo.
So, happy Easter to everybody, and we are grateful to have reached this period of time where we are on our way to being endemic, na wala ng COVID, and we have to be grateful and thankful for where we are today, that we are still alive, and to protect and to always proclaim that God is good all the time.
Thank you, Doc. Marami pong salamat sa mga ibinahagi niyong impormasyon para sa ating mga listeners. Hopefully, mapakinabangan nila ito sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay, especially sa pangalaga sa kanila pong balat, di ba po? Anyway, salamat din sa ating mga nakaagapay sa newsroom, si Rashid, Iriam, Ma'am Juday, Sokmed, Jam, Kim at Jai, sa CA Hiyas, Isha, Jowan, ang ating co-pilot si Jeric B. Salamat din sa mga taga-engineering at transmitter, mga nakinig po sa atin Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, OFW sa nagkalat po all over the world. Thank you, thank you. Susunod na si Slowly Acosta sa kanyang programang Sulong na Bayan. Antabayanan niyo po siya. Ako si Aida Gonzalez, sa ngalan ni Doc Kari Ligaspi. Maraming salamat. Magandang hapon. To God be the glory. Thank you, Sis Loli.
Buhay Metro